Bitcoin is being spicy. Unfortunately, not the good kind of spice. I had some stuff planned to talk about, but let's just throw that all out the window. let's throw that out the window. Let's get a fresh chart and let's see where this might where the bleeding might stop. Looking on the day, not the best look. We're below 42.2. Wow, I still have this pulled up and it's going bonkers. Holy shit. There's a lot of big orders, a lot of liquidations going through right now. That should equal out to a lot of volume. We have not seen it yet. It is Friday. I said if we're going to get a move, probably going to see it Friday. Here we are, guys. I appreciate you joining. Good to be here. Good to have you here. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribes. Let's hype this stream up. I don't know where everybody is. That's actually the whole sentence. Give me a second. All right, we are below our weekly support at 41.3. We are below the yearly open at 42.2. What do we got left? Looks like the December 11th weekly candle, right about 40,000, 40.1, sitting as our range low. Not gonna lie, you guys know I am always bullish. In fact, I'm the most bullish person, maybe next to Michael Saylor. However, that being said, I don't think that the price only goes up. I've learned in my long journey that that is not true as much as I'd like it to be. And there are times where we see Bitcoin go down. When I say it's going to go down or I think it's going to go down more, it doesn't mean I'm not bullish anymore. It doesn't mean I think that the uptrend is over. Just means we're living in reality here. So what we could see here, and I think this is really kind of too expected, so I'm hesitant. I don't have a good grip right now. I don't think anybody really knows what's happening next. But what I think a lot of people were expecting here in this range is to see a break or a sweep of the lows, and that would bring us just under 40K. Now, a lot of people are looking lower. I've heard a lot of numbers floating around. Not really sure where some of them come from, but let's do our best to derive logical points where we would look for a potential support or bounce here on the corn. I don't even know if I can like have it all zoomed out, because I kind of want to be zoomed in to see it dumping in real time. Let's see. I'll put up the 1 minute chart over here. There we are. While I kind of mess around over here. Okay. Using our fib tool, just looking at the greater bear market low to our current high at 49.1. Using our fib tool, we've got some retracement levels that would look good. Speaking of that, if you're not familiar with fibs, I just set up these new buttons. There you go. Educational fib video. Links in the chat. Watch it after the stream. So we could, of course, do, all right, well, we have our first retracement level, 37.5. That would be the 236. Our 382 sitting at 31.6. Our 0.5 at 27.5. Our 618 down there at 24. 786 and 19.8. This is just a really base way to start looking at maybe the block values or the kind of ranges we might look for. So what this tells us is on a longer time frame, even though we have pulled back from roughly 50K, we actually haven't even begun retracing the greater trend. Remember, until you get to the 236 in an upward or a downward trend, you haven't begun retracing yet. You're still, by definition of this tool, trending in that direction. So the greater fib says, well, we don't really need to worry right now, but that's not how we work as traders. We want an edge. We want to find things early. Geez, here we are. 40.2. Okay. That's how we find things early, and that's how we profit. So let's take a deeper dive. We could, of course, be lazy and say 37.3. Not a bad spot, actually. Looking on the weekly, not terrible. You have some weekly efficiency here on our candles. I'm going to pull this up really quick. Right around here, as price kind of discontinued this inefficient move, started getting a little bit more efficient, seeing wicks to the upside and downside, basically buyers and sellers trading. Bitcoin trading hands between buyers and sellers. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. I don't know if I really love it, but we'll start with that. We'll start with it. Let's look in our month. So our month and our quarter, of course, and our year all opened at 42.2. We talked about this in the last stream, and this is the value to beat. If we want to stay bullish, we want to close not just this month, but really every time frame above 42.2. And right now, it's looking a little bit rough, but there's still almost half the month left, so we have time. Looking down, I do see some confluence at our first retracement level. I think the seasoned traders here will see what I'm talking about. At 37.5, we're going to correct this to a little bit more accurate. 37.7, we have last month's open. We have seen many moves, even in an uptrend, where we come down, basically tease the bearish engulf, I like to say, but come down to the previous month's open before finding buyers and leaving a wick, hopefully retesting 42.2. But we see some confluence there between the first retracement level and our monthly open. So I'm going to make a little box here, a little range, potentially offering us some support. There's nothing to really look at on the year. If we look at the year, we might be looking all the way down here, 16.5. I know the Bears will have a good time with that one. I don't believe that you will get a chance to buy at 16.5, but hell, if you do, more power to you. I don't think I'm that lucky. Let me go back to the week really fast. Okay. Nothing great. I'm going to turn on some tunes here for a minute. Let me, guys, we went live early. It wasn't quite ready. Geez, only 300 viewing. It's okay. Wasn't quite ready. So I have to orient. I have to kind of figure this out. I have to kind of figure this out live. I'm not ignoring you guys. Just give me a few to get through. There we go. All right, no more dings now, just some music. There we are. All right, so logical spot. So far, we have the two scenarios. We have the liquidity sweep and bounce, which I believe is actually really likely. A lot of people are looking for maybe something more along these lines. I don't know how I feel about that. That'd be awesome. But they're looking for a liquidity sweep and then like a run to continue the trend. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems a little too easy, a little too expected. I believe if we do today see 40.1 swept, we will likely return to that 42.2 value. It even looks right here. Just a little retracement, kind of visually back to what would be an ascending trend here to be tested as resistance. And if we're looking for 37.7, then that's probably the move here. That looks really clean. That looks super clean. But if we don't, and we just see the dump, 37.7, probably where I'm targeting first. But we're not quite done here. Let's see. 38.7, all right. Kind of just using different levels, different lows to see if anything is giving us good confluence. Okay. See a little bit here. Potentially looking for this move. No treadmill today. No treadmill. Why? I have no idea. We got a little confluence here as well at the next downside fib, the 382. It is roughly at the golden retracement, the golden pocket of our more local retracement here. So we have some confluence down at the 32,000 level, something like that. Not bad. Not bad. Now I have a little bit more to do. So lost, I'm faded. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy bloody Friday. It's really not that bad when you zoom out. Doesn't really look like much. Just throw on some moving averages. There we go. Yeah. If we throw out kind of the candle closes and just use moving average data, all of these large moving averages, these weekly moving averages, we'll get rid of this so you can see. Down here, we have the 200, the 100, the 50, the 20. We have almost all the weekly significant moving averages roughly at the same price. And this is the confident level of support basically that we were looking for. Previously, we saw a breakdown and that's sitting at about 30.4. I've talked about that level a lot. That was resistance for about half the year last year. It was not tested as support on the way up. Turn that heat off. Was not tested on the way up as support, and maybe the Piper is calling. That's not far from the 382 level. I think that this zone is going to get a little bigger. Right about there. You know what? I just hid the BTC chart, and I'm not actually sure how to undo it. I guess I'll just go back. There we go. That was silly. That box is a little bit bigger, but this is where I'd actually be looking if you're looking for a significant pullback. If you're looking for the move that we've been kind of calling since before last year started, probably looking at that 30.5 zone. Definitely no guarantee that it's going there. We'll get more into the chart as we go on in the stream. No guarantee that we'll even see it. We could just see that liquidity sweep and move up. But we were looking for a greater retracement at some point in this rally. We haven't really gotten it, which is somewhat concerning. But the way that we've made the climb up wasn't really in our expectation either. When we had a 48K target and price was trading down here, we were looking almost for the opposite of this, which is interesting. Meaning instead of moves up, pullbacks, moves up, pullbacks, creating efficient price action, building support, and then rocketing, we were looking for kind of the opposite. The rocket up to roughly this level, and then maybe kind of that supporty stuff that gets sold off. This was the original blueprint. As an analyst, I'm kind of torn here. It does seem like 48K has been the first level since the actual pump. That is, there it is, the pump. Pump it up, baby. I guess that's on this remix. This is, okay, yeah, this is basically the first kind of bearish move. And I will say again, for those tuning in, not completely wrecked. We're not done, nothing like that. But we have seen almost no bearish moves since we retook that 200 weekly moving average. And I never shut up about it. Never shut up about it. Almost straight up. So this is our first real kind of flush out or correction of any kind. Perhaps it's overdue. Could see this. But outside of this, nothing has happened that's bearish. Like, just nothing. We've only moved up. We've held supports. We've held higher lows. And so this is more like the Bitcoin I'm used to, and in ways that makes me more comfortable, actually. The kind of unfamiliar foreign price action that we saw last year and into this year doesn't really jive with what I've seen. And that does kind of freak me out a little bit. A little bit. You know what? There's one more thing here. There's one more thing I'm missing. It's still on the BBs. There we go. The BBs. Okay, the Bollinger Bands. Basically using a simple 20-week moving average, one standard deviation to the upside and downside. Rejecting from the top of the band. Typically, when you see rejection from tops of bands, like we did back here, we did here, with high confidence, you return to that basis line or the 20 simple average here. You can see it happened back here in February, though we did reject, move up, test it again, and pull down, which is actually very similar to this price action. Test, reject, then pull down. Almost the same here, double top, or not double top, double touch to the top, pull back. This one lost the 20 before coming back up. So here we are, moving back to the 20 after 1-2 rejections from the top. I mean, if we're going to look at it from just this point of view, 35.6 looks very good. Now, the problem is you can say, all right, we tested it twice. That really does follow in line with what we've seen last year and this year. So we're expecting a move back to the 20. That's not that bad of a statement, actually. The problem is we don't really have reason at this point to think there's support there. 35.4 outside of this moving average really doesn't line up with anything that we see. Looking to the left, it's where this efficiency starts. So there's a knife catching chance that we bounce there. This would be actually a pretty savage bounce. If we fell from 50 to 35 and bounced wick, that'd be nice. 27% pull down. That would be pretty savage, but that's just knife. It's just knife catching territory. Like there's nothing here. Maybe down on the day we'll find something that looks a little better. But at the moment, I don't know if that's a good call. Wait, inputs. So 20 on the day. Here we go. We're gonna get that weekly back. There we are. It is at the 0.5 retrace. I think that's stretching. The only kind of thing I would say here on the chart on the day, we do have that wick low. There is liquidity there. Absolutely. I guess the problem I'm kind of running into while trying to give you guys a definitive, like, this is where I think it's going to go statement, is that, man, there seems to just be levels and levels and levels, and it's getting to the point where there's too much. I stopped expanding these boxes and adding them because already I'm like, this is too much. You know, if you guys want to see the greatest analyst of all time who never misses, ready? Ready? Here's what I would do. All right, that's where Bitcoin's going to bounce. It's going to bounce somewhere in this green box, guys. I have a 100% call win rate. Pay me all your money, and you can copy my billion% win rate trades, guys. No, that's all sarcasm. Please don't take that seriously or out of context. We do have a Patreon group that you should sign up for, but this is not what I want to provide to you, right? This is not helpful information. And as we end up with too many levels, it gets less and less kind of useful. It's best if you can provide very small ranges, a limited number of small ranges. And that seems to be very hard to do here, which is why I'm struggling. There seems to be just so many potentials. Damn. All right. Maybe we can look at it from the other direction. Instead of retracing up, let's look for extensions to the downside. So we're going to connect our lows to our highs, and we're going to see if any of this lines up, if any confluence appears, if anything really makes sense. And again, not really. They're all kind of spread out. Throughout this whole area, we're going to be finding different kind of lines and levels and supports, and they're not going to help us. They're not going to help us make a decision. Too much information in trading is just as bad as no or not enough information. This little pro tip. Here's a comforting confluence. All right, here's comforting. Here's a little comfort. I haven't found any comfort in the stream until right now. We're on the day, zoomed in just from 41.4 back to 43.6 where we rejected from and then broke our low. This is signaling to us this is an important piece of price action. A little confluence down here. Our 1618 extension sits directly at the line where we would look for liquidity on longs to be swept. I like that. That gives me a little bit more confidence that we might just tap 40K and then move back up, at least to that 42.2 target. Our measured move is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Again, we have nothing here, and I don't often get to talk about this with Bitcoin. We talk about price inefficiency and efficiency a lot on this channel with great success, but we don't get to talk about it on the corn often. And if we look back, we have some interesting points of inefficiency here. This whole block, because we traded here so long, efficient. Even like down here where the candles move just up, this is still pretty efficient just from all of the trading you did here. But once you get it on top of this level, you definitely have a little bit of a gap here. Very efficient price action. You popped up, inefficient price action again. And what sucks is that these also aren't really lining up with these zones that we looked at, which is further making me not so confident about where I'd be looking. Because if we add these inefficiencies, now we're looking at that big green block that says if Bitcoin doesn't move at all or goes to any price, we're right. Like, there's your inefficiencies. Maybe I'll make these a different color. Because these are, these would not be support. These would be the void, maybe the boosters, like in Mario Kart that you drive over. You get to them, you typically accelerate. There we go. So you have kind of two holes in the chart. Two holes. Not comfortable that it's right underneath where we're kind of looking for liquidity to be swept now. If I just keep going, I'm going to keep finding stuff, and this whole chart is just going to be lines and squiggles and boxes. Like, holy crap. This is some very odd price action. I have said that all last year. This year was acting a little bit more normal, but all last year, none of this really looks like a previous bull anything or bear anything. This is all very different price action than I've ever seen in Bitcoin. Like coming off the low here, this little rocket, very Bitcoin-ish, but then to immediately consolidate, to sweep longs, to pull back to lower lows, to break market structure, then go higher, then do nothing, then rocket up, make an ascending parallel channel that breaks to the upside. Like, none of this looks right. None of it looks correct. Like, this is more along the lines, I think, of what every average on the day, where this is taking place. This is what was important here for me, not necessarily the lows, etc. This 50, so this yellow line, and let me actually get rid of the other one so you guys can see a little bit clearer. There you go. Zooming out just for the last year or two, kind of like back here. The 50 has been a really important moving average to this climb. Virtually every time we traded below it, with exception to March, I'll say, even though this is still a little similar. Every time we've traded below it, we ended up kind of trending down for maybe a month, right? 38 days there, 57 days there. And then you can see once we took off, once 24 started coming around, we bounced off of it almost perfectly, mind you. Bounced off and started this monster rally, right? The problem is during this monster rally, we never traded below it. We never touched it. We were like, it was like hydrophobic. It was staying away from the water. I was like, no, I don't want to be near you. This was good. And if you look back at previous runs, that's pretty typical. Pretty typical of runs, right? This is the 2020-21 run. Little touches to it. And then almost as soon as you closed below it, the bear market started. Almost. Well, maybe we could say this is where the bear market started. But this, in reality, the bear market really did kind of start in May of 21. Capped off by that, a rejection in April sent us to the lows. So this has been important. It doesn't mean we can't see another March repeat. And honestly, doesn't actually kind of looks like it. But I mean, we can't see this. We can't see it get bought back up. But this is not a good sign for the shorter term trend. We are in a bull market. You guys know I have believed that. I've been saying it for over a year. We're in a bull market. But in this bull market, we expect large downsides and not just only up. We expect even long periods of kind of grinding, shaking out the loose hands. Bitcoin says no free rides. Ass, grass, or gas, man. So maybe this is the first shakeout. But being below this 50 is not really what I'm hoping for. I was hoping to see that hold, to move back up, and then continue the trend. Closing down here, continuing to move lower, probably setting us up for a not so exciting, well, maybe I'll eat those words, but a not so enjoyable end of January. Something along those lines. I want to see this retaken. My line in the sand where I'm saying we're in a bull market or that turns bearish, 30.4, the level of support I've been looking for, talking about for a while. Trading below there, the 200 weekly, I'll say we're back in a bear market or something, right? But right now, this is signaling to traders on a shorter time frame, on a 50-day frame. We're starting to lose that trend. We're starting to lose momentum. While we're above it, we are continuing. We are gaining momentum. Once we move below, we're starting to see that momentum wane. Man, 40.3. 40.3, baby. Market Cypher B looking like ass on the day. I think these lights make the room hot. I think that's what it is. Well, here we are. Here we are. Where are we so far? I want to get the exact retracement. 18% down from the high. God damn, guys. I don't love it. I don't love it, but is this the market just setting up this mental state for me? Probably. I don't love it because I'm getting a little PTSD. Not only are we at 48K, but I'm getting some PTSD from CME and from BIDO futures. Both of them opened their first candles at what ended up being like the all-time high for that cycle. We aren't at a cycle high. That's the difference right now. We're not at an all-time high. We're not in the bull market part where we've broken, we're in price discovery. But it makes me a little worried because here we go. The first candles of all of these F and ETFs are right here. A little PTSD. Doesn't mean it's going to be the same, but that is some crazy coincidence. I'll tell you what. It honestly feels engineered, doesn't it? To me, it does. It feels engineered to give me that feeling. Like how many? Three instances in a row. We had like 2017, 21, and now in 24. Like where a new institutional thing starts and we get red, like right off the bat. Time will tell. Rest in peace, though, to mom and pop who didn't trust Bitcoin and decided to go all in when the ETF started. They're now down 18% in a week. In a week. They haven't seen losses like that since the Great Depression, man. Holy 8 days. And Bitcoin, this is nothing. 18%, we've seen that in a day. This is actually a really slow sell. Weird. All right. We are potentially here building bullish divergence if we see this sell-off on low time frames, or if we see this sell-off bounce or slow down here. On the hour right now, we are painting a lower low in price. Coming on down to our RSI, we can see no lower low in RSI yet. Okay. All right. Damn, this is tight. I don't know if I can make a call. We do have a good amount of ground underneath us where we can still see that div play out, like I said. But this is tight, man. I don't even know. Let's set an alert. We're gonna set an alert. All right, I'm warmed up. I'm warmed up to the highest degree that I have to actually open the window while it's... Yeah. It's like 0 degrees out, but it's hot in here, baby. It's because of all the spice. All right. Sorry for getting so distracted here. I wanted to get into it, wanted to hopefully find an edge, but I'm just not seeing it. We might be able to find an edge in another kind of esoteric way. Today is clearly the point of this price action, meaning the real move happened today. We broke our lows. Structurally, we changed today. So what we can do, this is a little experimental. I made this up, as I did most of my TA many years ago. But what we can do is look at timeframes that are going to close today that are big timeframes. So, for example, the 2-day has 1 day and 7 hours. That doesn't work. Let's go to the 3-day. 3-day, 2 days and 7 hours doesn't work. We need something that's closing today. 4-day, 1 day. Come on, give me an example. Uh-oh. Maybe we can't do this. All of the factorials align to bone this concept today. Yeah, okay. Usually you'll find, like, say the 3-day will close today, the other time frames won't. You can kind of try to dubiously speculate on that, but right now, terrible example, because none of them are closing today except for the daily candle, which is not the most confidence building thing, actually. Not the most confidence building. Did we break that low? We did. We broke the low wicked. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna say we're looking for a retracement. That's what we needed. Let's aim really low, really low first. 382. Yeah, let's aim for the 382. What I'm looking for, since we already broke lows, is either a sweep for those tuning in, a sweep of the lows and some kind of bounce, or just a bounce here. We've already swept some lows, but it seems kind of weird to not move to 40.1, doesn't it? Let's see what happens at 40.7. It would feel weird not to sweep this. You've gotten so close. The market really predictably does this. We're going to look for this move. There we go. See, there we go. A little pop. A little Poppy. That's my mom's dog's name, by the way. Fun fact, Poppy. All right. All right. My ADD is honed in. I warmed up. We're here. We're live. We were live early, but we're still live now. We got 620 viewers. All right. Rock on. Rock on. That's pretty good. I don't know what was going on at the start of the stream, but something was weird. We had like 4 people waiting, and typically we have dozens. I thought maybe we were shadow banned. Maybe not. It's good to have you here, though. Sweep the leg, baby. That's right. Always sweep the leg. How you doing, Stymie? What are you doing, Long On? You bought this? All right. Here's the thing. A lot of people, especially new people, joining for the first time here, tuning in, wondering what the hell this guy in glasses is talking about, this clown. We do a lot of TA here, and we do some scalping, we do some degen, but for people tuning in who are new in crypto, a lot of this that we're going to talk about is just noise. It's not important to you. This move, if this happens today, this is irrelevant for you. If you're starting, you're looking for a long-term investment, so throw a lot of the noise away. What I can say with great confidence is this. If you started in crypto this year, this is the cheapest you could have bought Bitcoin. Basically, read between the lines, this was a great time to start a DCA plan. It's not an exciting concept. It's not a sexy concept. Here's the secret, fam. Trading, successful trading, profitable trading is not exciting. It isn't sexy. In fact, it is incredibly boring. When done correctly, trading is so boring. It's not cool. It's not fun. The more it sucks, typically the better it does. That's why DCA is such a strong choice. It is the most boring, the least exciting, the least sexy. If you're new, I would personally, can't give you financial advice, but personally, I would just start DCAing. I would set up a weekly or a monthly, probably weekly. You can even do daily. I know some things do that. Scheduled buy. It doesn't even have to be a large amount of money. If I could afford $5 a week, that's what I would do. If I could afford $100 a week, that's what I would do. The amount you put in should be an amount that does not in any way impact your quality of life. Meaning you can indefinitely put this money to this thing. This is not a turnaround. This is not a lottery ticket. It's not you put $5 in, you cross your fingers, maybe you get $1 million. No. This is just like any investing. This is like any wealth building. No wealth building is done in the way that trading culture has kind of suggested it's done. It's not done that way. It's not done that way. Guarantee you the most profitable traders in the world own a ton of assets which they've basically DCA'd into over time. Those portfolios are separate. You can make a little trading bag, investing bag, keep them separate. Eventually you'll see which is more successful. I won't ruin the surprise for you. But don't fear the downside if you're new. The only reason you should fear the downside if you're new is if you ignore the DCA and you just put in lump sums. Then I can't help you. And I can't help you. Can't say if you put in the lump sum right now, definitely better than any other time this year, but I still don't think that's the winning strategy at all. At all. All right. Let's get back here. Live, baby. I'm hoping we get a deeper retracement here. But I wanted to cut her a little short because I'm not getting what I usually get. Don't have an edge. That's been true a lot, actually, over the last few streams. We were on fire there through November, December, man. We were like two trades a stream were hitting live. It was wild. Now we're a little slower. A little less. Right here. That's close enough already. If we break through here, I would look for the 618, 41 flat. 41 flat. I'm liking that we have a bounce though. We're hoping to lock in that divergence, that bullish divergence. Let me get rid of this and just do that now. There we go. All right. We're gonna look at some altcoins and stuff too. Don't worry. But I wanted to interact with the chat. I know I got on another tangent, man. Ooh, I saw the word snowboarding or snowing. There we go. Conan Laverty. Conan. Love from snowing Ireland. Shout out to you, my probably related to me fam friend. 100% Irish right here. Never been to Ireland though. Not yet. I can get my passport though. I don't know why I never remember that. I remember it like right now and then I forget to do it. That's me. Just trust him to not trust anyone. Hendrik, thank you. You know what? Thank you to all the OGs here that are in the chat that have been around. That especially when you share the knowledge that I've shared, because I hate repeating myself and my brain doesn't want to do it. And so I love when you guys do. Rafael Cruz, what rule does it say we have to sweep? Oh, sweep the CME gap. There is no rule. There is no rule. There absolutely is not a rule, guys. Don't listen to people who say gaps have to fill. They're stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Gaps commonly fill, more often than not. They don't have to. In their defense with this one, this candle has already begun closing the gap. Like it has hit the gap. It has traded lower. So it has, in essence, done some of that. But this gap is not filled until 39.2. 39.2. You know, I need to update this because some of these did get closed. That's open. Someone pointed this out when I tweeted it. Open, 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 open. Wait a minute. Nah, that's still open. Maybe they were wrong. There is no rule. 39.2 though, lining up with kind of what we were looking at today. Not a terrible value, right? It actually kind of looks decent. 39.2, let's see. Oh no, my other fib. There it is. And I don't like this actually, but our extension, which gave us 40.2, roughly almost exactly at that 41 line, the measured move down here, 39.4, that's within a margin of error of 39.2. I don't love that. I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie. But there is no rule. Sorry, I got distracted. There's no rule. There's nothing. There's no guarantee. In fact, if anyone ever says Tom Crown doesn't know what he's talking about, well, clearly you already know that they're full of shit at that point. But here we go. Bring them this example. Ask him what happened at 9.6K. What happened, bud? What happened? Gaps always fill, which is interesting because during this time frame, remember, CME started here. Started back here. Around here, we'll say like this. Around here is where gaps got really popular. People were talking about gaps all the time. In fact, people were straight out just trading the gaps. Like they were just, for instance, if now was back then, they would basically do this. They would just wait till the weekends, wait till these gaps appear, and then they would just place like a long order. Place a long order right at the bottom of the gap. I don't know how they would do their stop, but like these are the only positions they would take. It was like a cult. It was wild. I called them the Gap Boys. It was like a whole thing of trade, a whole mindset, and people were absolutely convinced that they had to fill. Absolutely. And I'll give it to them. Almost all of them did, right? It's just wild. Almost all of them did. Until right here. Right here. Imagine this. Every single gap has filled, right, for like the last year. You rock it up. You're in a bear market. People are like, you know, this isn't happening. We're not going up. People were uber bearish here. They see this gap and they say, we got it. Aced. All right, we're not buying this pump. We're just gonna wait for the gap. Look what happened. Look what happened. Boop. Right there. It filled this much of the gap. The gap originally was all the way up here at 992. It filled like none of it and then never came back. In fact, here's another gap I never noticed. This, I don't think this was actually here, to be honest. I think that maybe the data changed because I wouldn't have missed that. These aren't gaps, not gaps. All right. Ask him what happened at 9.6K. Nothing. When we talk about sweeping liquidity, right? And when we say, okay, at 40.1, we have a lot of liquidity sitting there. When we say, okay, the market's probably going to look to do that, that also is not guaranteed. There is no rule that it has to do that. I think the better way of looking at it is this. In this price action that you can see, 40.150 or 60, whatever, the low on December 11th. After all this price action of just up, if you were a long trader, even if you opened a long down here, you saw this happen, it's moving up, where would you put your stop loss on your long? This doesn't mean everyone will, but a large amount of people, especially retail, especially degens, right here at 41 or 40.15, 150, whatever it is. This is what we mean. Liquidity sweep is to come back and liquidate or close those positions. The reason is it's profitable. Market makers or whoever, people are taking the other side of the trade, they make money from this. So when we say, oh, price will probably get swept, lows will get swept, what we mean is it is logical for the market to come back and take this money back from longs. So it is very profitable. It's a very profitable point for price to move. We saw back at 9,600 just a minute ago. Does not happen. Does not always happen. And in fact, I can take this one step further. It happens almost every time. But the single most important times, it doesn't. So it's a terrible thing to depend on, in my opinion. Liquidity sweeping, much more consistent, much more, I would say much better to trade based on. Speaking of trading, here we go. All right, cool. Money. We did it. We did it, fam. We predicted a real tiny move live, 1%. Hey, that's actionable. You'd be surprised how hard it is to do this. What other streamers do this? Very few. I can name like 3, 2, 3, something like that. All right, I was ranting, but good rant. Good rant. I love ranting about gaps, man. Thumbs up always. What's up, Raymonds? Crevens. Appreciate your thumbs up, my friend. What's up, Bloop Scoop? Oh, let me tell you what, guys. Oh, can I even say this? It's a little crude. A little too crude for the tube. I'll make sure Gina's gap gets filled. Giggity, giggity. All right. If this wasn't on YouTube, I wouldn't have any issue saying that. No, but I respect the shit out of Gina. That was just a joke to help you guys remember gaps. Mind the gap like the chive. Mind the gap on the trolley. They're starting to buy iBit. Ooh, Litecoin was moving. Litecoin actually... I don't look at Litecoin every day because I don't want you guys to think I'm shilling it, because I don't want you to buy it because I talk about it. It's a bad way to invest, even if I believe in this. But Litecoin is starting to look all right here. Definitely no guarantee. It's still very much in price discovery to the downside against Bitcoin, trading at its lowest valuations. Bitcoin, again, alert. Oh, wait, we'll get back to that one. Okay, that was an old alert. But this is starting to look pretty good. This is starting to look really good. In fact, I think this could absolutely be done right here. I think there is a very big, very solid trade to be made here on Litecoin versus Bitcoin. Trading BTC pairs, if you don't know what that means, you should join the Patreon right now. I can't imagine going through a crypto bull run and not knowing what Bitcoin pair trading is. How do you do it? But this is looking pretty good. I don't know if you'll get a good pullback to enter on. I don't like doing market orders, so I don't want to like ever recommend it this way, especially right below kind of local resistance. But I think there is a strong play here. And I think that play is wherever you think the stop should be, 1600. Targeting up here. Let's see if our extension agrees. Our extension agrees. I love it. Mathematical, algebraic. I could see it doing something like this. I can see it doing something like that. This is starting to look like an inverse head and shoulders. What do we need? We need a neckline. We need a break. We need a back test. I think that that's a sick trade. Do with it as you will, not financial advice. Dollar pair continues to do nothing. However, doing nothing is pretty great right now. In fact, you can see this on the chart. You can see it on the LTC BTC chart right here. Doing nothing is sometimes phenomenal for coins. Let me line up these dates. So since the 8th, I don't know if you can see it. Since the 8th, right here. Right here. Litecoin hit 60 bucks on the dollar pair. It came to a week high, came back down. Not so exciting, not generating hype. However, looking at the BTC pair, maybe this will shed some light on the value. Shows you that Litecoin actually is showing some relative, I don't want to say extreme, relative strength, showing, in my opinion, extreme relative strength. Basically, Bitcoin has been moving down, selling, and Litecoin not coming down with it. From its high to its low, only a 14% downside. From January 11th to the lowest point yesterday. 14%, whereas Bitcoin, what did we look at? What percent are we at there? Something like this. 18. It may seem like not a big difference, but it is. It is. Basically this, you can think of it as Bitcoin has been selling off, hitting lower lows, Litecoin is also selling off. It can make it hard to see, well, what's really happening, which is winning, which is losing. Well, right now, the BTC pair is showing us since the 9th, Bitcoin is winning, or Litecoin is winning. It is moving up in value against Bitcoin. It's hit a higher low. It's retested its high. All we need is a nice break, and we can start really actually maybe being actionable on this trade. We'll see. But as Litecoin continues to break support, Bitcoin continues to break support. Litecoin is not. It is not being moved down. It is not really changing. It's losing some value, but it seems kind of to be shrugging off a lot of this selling. It's making higher lows still. It's showing relative strength. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I don't want to like stake my reputation on it, but part of me thinks Litecoin will never trade under $60 again. That could imply it's a good deal. It's only 68 bucks, but I don't want you to I don't want you to ever invest or buy based on what I think. I want you guys to make your own decisions. All right. I think it's looking good. That Bitcoin pair kind of hyping it up for me. I wanted to look at the diagram here. Not great. Not great. We talked about potentially hedging short up here at the top of this channel before we even moved down underneath it, didn't we? Before we made this move, we talked about what might happen. So we have this bullish pattern. This is what I thought would happen. Got cut a little short. We came back into the channel and we tested the bottom again. We said, well, we'd probably look for a test at the top of the channel to head short. We didn't get that. Instead, we got this real crappy lower high and a breakdown. But we did come back and test the bottom of this channel, which could have offered a hedge. We are now, unfortunately, in the red box. The box I'd hoped we would not explore. I like this diagram. It's very simple. It's not like a rule. It's not guaranteed or anything. But I think it really clearly lays out in kind of simple visual terms where it looks bullish. Can I move this one or no? No. Where it looks bullish up here. And what's interesting actually is once it came back down to that high, it was back in the caution channel. So where it looks bullish in the green, the caution channel, and then the bearish zone, unfortunately. This kind of move playing out may offer us another shot at 43.3 as a short. Could even potentially still hit 45.5 and look to hedge. I will, and I am currently building a hedge position because my plan played out. My plan played out. Do you guys remember back here? Where was it? It was like this candle, I think, and we were live, and I was like, oh, closed all my longs. We hit 48K. I was like, this feels terrible. I think we were right here. I was like, this feels terrible. But I'm going to stick to my plan. I said, every time I have deviated from a plan that I've executed like this, it's been the wrong move. And coincidentally, I guess it was the right move. We'll see, at least for now. But we are now down in the bear tear of this diagram. Let me place price labels. There we go. Something like that. 43, 45, 6. This is telling us potentially solid places to look for a hedge. If you don't know what a hedge is, a hedge position, then don't attempt this. You don't have to hedge. It's not required. It's not required. Here we go. All right, not a bad reaction. Not a bad reaction from 40.7 here. You did get a little sell-off, but you're holding your lows for now. 1 minute still did roll over. Fine, that's good. 5 minute close. 5 minute. We're gonna need to see up here. We're gonna need to see 41 in full, I think, to get the 5 minute rolling back to positive momentum money flow. It's not quite there. Looking at the 5, yes, you hit a high. You've come back down. That's a good sign. However, looking right here, you haven't quite broken your low in money flow. You're gonna need to see price move a little bit higher to get this rolling over. So for now, this is still, this is still trending down despite the bounce. 15 really in the same condition as the 5 here, has a lot farther to go. Yeah, of course it just opened. 30-minute candle just closed as a bullish engulfed candle. Not bad. Good start. I will caution you, we've seen a lot of these lows start this way, but not a lot of them that have started this way have led to continued upside. We see that back here on the 14th. Broke up, but then we came back down. Didn't get it here. We've seen a lot of bullish engulfs at the bottom of the thing, I guess, to keep in mind is the lower the time frame. So if you want to trade the 1 minute, you want to trade the 5 second, right? Your take profit targets and your stop losses have to be like proportionally close. So if you're trading the 1 minute, right, maybe you're looking for this move and you're going to look to close. If you're trading like a day, and this is why I think all the good trades are made on higher time frames, you might be looking for the move up to like 50K again, right? Nice. Two price calls. Damn, we're on fire again. All right, maybe the dip's over. We're on fire. No, I'm just kidding. There is no rugged answer. This is something you should be aware of, though, is the smaller the time frame, the less volume that you're going to be dealing with. Meaning the more prone to manipulation they are. So if you're trading on the 1 second, you put in a trade on whatever exchange you're on, you put your stop really close. The odds of that, like a wick, just hitting your stop and continuing are very high. You're going to have a lot more trades where you get stopped out or take L's. That's why I think the best trades are made on larger time frames. But there's no real answer. March patterns, dude. What's up, Coca-Cola? Joe Random 100K? That's a really great question. Let me field that for you in a 50-minute answer. I thought we'd be at 100K already. Ooh. All right, we're at 41. We're at 41. Are we ballsy enough to try to short it? No. I didn't even have time to place it. 41.1. All right. We're going to have to zoom out here. Unless this gets just wrecked, that candle. We're going to have to zoom out because we need a bigger retracement. We need a bigger one. That's angry, yo. I was talking about divergence down there. Did not expect this. Like low time frame divergence, you don't typically expect a candle like that. No. I have the window open. It's still hot. Holy moly. It's so cold out. I kind of think that's the end of this. Kind of think that's the end of this rally locally. Uh, 42.2, man. I can't confidently say that this low is going to bring us to 42.2. That'd be amazing if I could. Can't. But 42.2 is juicy. It's juicy. It's so juicy. It's just ready. It's ready. 42.2 is a dangerous level, though. Like, this would be bad. That's not what I want to see. I'd rather it take its time on the way than rush it. Don't rush it, Corn. Make sure you guys have subscribed, hit the like buttons, or favor. Helps hype up the stream. It's Friday. We're chilling. It's not that exciting. We got some subscribers, but not many. I don't know if this is all of them. These things have not been working lately. But Travel the World subscribed the most recently. That was a while ago. Shout out to you, man, if you're still here. Cheers. Happy Friday. Happy snow time. Hoi Vuvan also subscribed. What's up, Hoi? You the man. Hopefully that's not all of them. That would be not so hot. 2 new subscribers. Maybe I should ask the chat. Who here is anyone, literally anyone, I don't know how many people we have viewing, but is anybody here on this live stream right now? 666 viewers. Nice. Is anyone new? Is there even a single new viewer here? For the first time, you've never seen this channel. You don't even know who I am. You're in the phase where you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses. Anybody? Zanzan is right on. Zanzan. Reflex SMG. Awesome. Squad Boost. YG. Pinot Grigio. Making me thirsty for some wine. Damn, we got a lot of new people. What's up, GD Tutorials, Bold, Captain Burrs, JC Adams, Token Trekker, Xavier Edits, D-Task, Camu, K, Carlos, Brian, Conan, Dave, whoa, Adida. All right, why are you guys all just lurking, being quiet? Come out to play, man. Exactly, Jay Baker. Who is this guy and why am I watching him right now? It's a good question. These answers and more. Guys, I took some really clickbaity pictures today. I shared them with the Discord. You should join the Discord if you're new. But you guys want to see him? You want to see? I've never done the blowjob thumbnail, terrible stuff, but did a little photo shoot. You guys want to see these? The Discord was highly entertained by them. Put a 1 in chat if you want to. First time, Charles? Hell, no, Charles, I've seen you before. Delicious Stop Restaurant. Fair enough. Felipe. Happen. What we're going to see is continued exodus from GBTC. We're going to be watching the inflows and outflows from the ETFs and GBTC. And at some point, GBTC is going to change their fees. They're going to change their fee structure. Their fees are, I believe, 6 times that of the ETFs. And this was a deal at one point since 2014 when you can invest in GBTC. That was a deal because that was the only avenue. Now that we have the ETFs, and this is why it's logical, that is why we've seen this sell-off, is because as soon as these ETFs started, people are basically, I don't want to say arbing, but they are fleeing. They're fleeing GBTC into these other vehicles. And so basically GBTC is selling, going down, bringing the market with it. And then those coins, though, that are being sold or whatever, recirculated, indirectly are being bought by the ETFs. When the ETFs have to settle up their inflows, they have to go and they have to get the asset at the end of the day, and they're buying them off the exchange. So when they buy them, they're not putting that same upside pressure directly that we might be seeing from GBTC. So it's like a one-sided thing right now. I think logically the good news is once GBTC changes their fees or we see these flows finally reach equilibrium, wherever that is, we're likely to see the opposite of that move, right? If there's a one-sided flow or one-sided rotation in this market, once that dries up, we'd kind of expect the other direction. That's why people are talking about supply crunch. As Bitwise and whatever, all these ETFs are buying Bitcoin off exchange at the rate of like 10,000 a day, they eventually don't have any more to buy. Eventually, they will only have what the miners are producing that will even sell to them, etc. Like at some point, the OTC desks don't have Bitcoin if they just keep being bought like this. Because I would venture to say no one is selling to these OTC desks at that rate, at 10,000 a day. Not happening. But they will run dry. And what happens when they run dry? Well, that isn't really maybe part of the ETF's plan even, but it will happen if these inflows keep coming. And when OTC desks run out, where do they get their Bitcoin? They can get it from miners, the fresh miners they have contracts with, or they have to go to the market. And if they have to go to the market, that's when we could see that one-sided rotation reverse. See, instead of the downside pressure come in, the upside pressure. I don't know if you could even buy 10,000 BTC on exchange, like right now, without absolutely disrupting price and seeing slippage that is out of control. I'm curious what happens, and maybe you guys know. I'm not an ETF expert, so chime in. Let me pull up the chat. But I'm curious what happens in that scenario, in the supply crunch scenario. OTC desk can no longer meet what these ETFs need. So what happens? Like, they go to exchange and buy them. What limitations are, what stipulations? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to just market buy and eat the slippage? I don't think so. Kind of curious what they would do in that scenario, because there is a reasonable situation where ETFs have to settle up. They need 10,000 Bitcoin, and there just isn't 10,000 Bitcoin in liquidity on the market. And especially if you're a market maker, you probably want to pull your liquidity if you know this is happening. And if anybody has that insider info, it's them. And you want to see that slippage go, and you want to sell to them for a crazy high price. I don't know. What happens? Files orders for them. Sure. Like, I get that part. But what happens in this supply crunch scenario? Like, what do? Do they just go to the market and eat it? I don't think so. I don't know if they have like a window. Do they have like a grace window of how much time maybe? Like, do they have like 48 hours to meet the ETF's inflows to get the spot asset? I don't know. Those things would be factors, but I don't know. Hopefully you guys do. Digital asset news, my man. How are you doing, my friend? Good question. Can you answer? Digital asset news. My guy, can you answer? While I pull up your channel and give you a little shill. Great dude right here. Huge channel. We're just a little baby channel compared to him, but guys, send him a nice little subscribbles. Tell him who sent you. What happens? Competing market buys is the ideal scenario. Absolutely, JT Jesus. That's what I want. In fact, I want the OTC desks to say, fuck you, BlackRock. You got to buy it on the market. Like, I want them all to just collaborate. But I'm not sure that's reality. And I know that isn't. But, like, I want them to have to market buy. But I just have this feeling that that's not what they're going to do. Or they at least will explore every other avenue before doing that. So I guess the real question is, what is their obligation? Are they forced to settle that business day? Because if that's the case, this supply crunch, God candle stuff isn't out of the realm of reality. In fact, it's very reasonable and maybe borderline inevitable. But if they have a grace period, if maybe they have, they have to cover a certain percent that day, but they can cover the rest of it by the end of the month, like, these are the things I would expect them to have, like, weaseled in. And I want to know. I don't know where that info would be. Pretty good, cannot. Me neither, man. That's why I'm asking the chat. The chat is an oracle of wisdom. What's up, Dano? How you doing, brother? Volume maybe coming in soon. Maybe. Let's take a peek. I'm ranting, I'm rolling, I'm talking to the digital asset news. All right. I'm ignoring the chart. I'm not even looking. On low time frames, this is a nice little climb. 4 minute rolling over. Or there's a 3 minute, 4 minute rolling over. 5 minute finally gave us that signal we were waiting for. Do we have it on the 15? We have it on the 15 and the 5, like, simultaneously. All right. I think we're going a little high. dip it. I want it to go up so bad just because that's what I like. But the thought of ever buying Bitcoin at a price that I want to buy it at is very tempting. Very, very tempting. At some point when you're in Bitcoin long enough, you just like don't really get to get good buys anymore. Good buys. All right. You hope Asia buys first. Now Asia. You know what? I keep wanting to talk. Keep wanting to interact with the chat. I keep fucking that up. But there's something I wanted to point out to you guys, just because I have not heard anyone say this, so I thought this would be cool. Here's some cutting edge first trading alpha ever on the internet. Ever. All right. It's not that exciting. It's kind of exciting though. What's pretty cool that's been going on is you'll notice these little spikes of volume, which is pretty normal. Volume tends to be spiky. If you look to the left, it tends to be spiky like this. But there's something kind of cool going on with this. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now. So if we look at the market closes, actually, let's just first highlight all these high points of volume. This one may be an exception. Right here. There it is. There it is. If you look at these high points of volume here, this is on the hourly chart for a reason. There are others right here, actually. But these correspond more with price action, like our high here. If you look at these, there's something cool that's going on that seemingly started with the ETF. If we add time labels to these, spikes in volume, you're gonna notice something. You're gonna notice something. Can you see them? Oh, my chair. Or have you guys been able to see that chair the whole time? Close the window, right? You're gonna notice something. What do you notice about this? It's not 100%, but it's way beyond coincidence. It's way beyond like, oh, that's just random, right? This one is kind of the exception here. This one's a little different. And that's before. So basically, okay, this one was before the ETF, so maybe that's why it's off by an hour. But if you look, you'll notice that virtually every trading day, Bitcoin has a volume spike at 1500 hours East. This is at 3 p.m. Kind of a weird time. I would have expected this to be like post-market or maybe the last hour, right? Trading. I don't know. Do I have my time frames on right? Yeah. Don't know. But it's interesting. And it is undoubtedly related to the ETF. What's really cool is you say, oh, there's a big gap here. What happened? Saturday, Sunday, weekend. Look down here. No pump, no gump, no jump. You know what? There's even one here. That's interesting. Even one right here. 15. Right there. This high right here had a lot more volume, but that pushed into a new high. This, like, you'd expect volume. These ones aren't really where you'd expect volume. Look at this tiny candle. Yet proportionally bigger volume than, you know, in an hour than some of these dumpy candles. Weekend, nothing. Then you look here, big in volume, nothing happened at all. You look here, nothing happened. You look here, nothing happened. It's interesting. It's really interesting. 1500 hours, 3 p.m. East. So in 2 hours. I don't know what to do with this information. I just have not heard a single person point this out. So I figured out drop some Tom Crown cutting edge alpha on you guys. There you go. I would love explanations if you guys got them. Is that like, I don't know, when the ETFs have to cover? I don't even know. I don't even understand. Doesn't seem right. It seems like there's something shady. Holding the low. All right. All right. We haven't broken it yet, but we did retest, and in the next candle, held it. Probably moving higher. Probably moving higher there. Don't you know, pump it up. There we go, leave that there. Got the alert set. What's up, Ayush and AR? Camus. Jurgen. How you doing, Jurgen? Thanks for subscribing, brother. Render now, Render fam. Do it. Render. Render. Man, I really wanted to shout out all the new people. I messed up. Feels like a lot of liars here, too. We'll look at FBTC. We'll look at AOptic. We'll look at F in general in a sec. John O'Dendell says you're still wondering. You've been here a few years. Which one? Oh, I missed some of the new. Semi-new. Small Traders Cut. Whatever. Yeah. Probably missed some people. Who am I anyway? Yeah. Right, River. Right. Adita Mahida. I missed you. David Kreppencheats says cheers. You're not new, though. Brian Thomas. Carlos E. Not new. K. Alex K. Day. Da. I see some of the new people subscribed. Hell yeah, guys. We're not a flashy channel. I'm a one-man show. We've been doing this almost 5 years. I'm just doing what I would be doing alone in my stream room by myself, charting and trading, and I love that I get to share it with you guys. Many people call me an expert trader, an expert, whatever in crypto. I'm just a dude. I've just been doing this a long time. Any expertise I have is just, I've just been doing it a long time. I don't claim to be the best trader in the world, but I am a profitable trader, which is much rarer than you think. Much rarer. So I appreciate everybody who's joined our fam on the way to 100K. We're so close, man. We're so close. Can you taste the 100K? I can taste it. Like, it's a little sweet. It's a little salty. We are only 8,301 subscribers away from 100K. It's been a hell of a journey. One by one, man. We've got our subscribers one by one. One by one. We've taken the slow route. We don't shill. I don't accept money to tell you guys something's a good investment so I can dump it on you. We've taken all the moral high ground. It's the slow route, but it's the only route I'm willing to take. Here we go. I like how the Pump It Up song just came on. I didn't put this on. I didn't turn it on. I'll turn it up. Gotta pump it up. Everybody new, make sure you jump on the Discord. Best way to keep up with our live streams. We'll get some free BTC post live updates. Really, it's just the best way. We have a community there that's talking 24/7 crypto. So you can scratch that trading itch any time of the day, any day of the week. Thousands of people in there. Here we go. Mini Motion. What up, my guy? Rahonal Joyd Navals. Tried. What's up, brah? Welcome. Love it. Helping us hit that 100K mark. Do you see Bitcoin going below 40K? Said ask KO. Very likely, yeah. We touched 40.2, which is 0.05% away. If you tune back to the beginning of this stream, you'll see a more in-depth analysis. But this is kind of what I'm worried about. Kind of worried about this. 42.2 and down, breaking 40. I don't really have anything that, like, maybe indicator-wise or something like that that's telling me that. Just kind of like a knack for price action, right? It just... something tells me that we're going to move up here. Maybe not directly like this arrow. Could be like this. I think this would be healthier, honestly. But we'll see. Let's see. We had one break of our low, and another break of the low would look good. Honestly, 4 breaks of the low would look good. I think we'll go below 40. Man, we're so close. We're within a margin of error. I think it's very likely, yeah. It's very likely. I'm not betting on it. I might take a little shorty at 42.2 just to test the waters. I am looking to build a short position as a hedge. So I'm hoping for a deeper retracement, higher moves. I would love to get liquidated on them. Look at this. What are you doing there, buddy? You broke your high. Go. Just go. Don't do that. I'm looking to build a short position. I'm not bearish, though. I'm simply hedging my bets, right? I have not sold any of my Bitcoin, any of my spot Bitcoin in, I don't know how long, actually. A long time. But I did close my longs at 48K, as I said I would do for the last year plus. So I'm gonna hold these to 48K, and then I'm gonna close them, and I'm gonna build a short position slowly, and I'm gonna pray that it just keeps going up, even though my longs are closed and I open shorts, because I have my spot. That is a good example of separating your investments and your trading and kind of using them in conjunction to minimize risk. I'd say to minimize risk, the name of the game. What's up, Nick Young? The top crypto stream on YouTube. If you're into trading but you're not here, what are you doing with your life? Nick Young, I'm going to hire you to write slogans and to promote me. Let's go, baby. I see requests for Bitcoin dominance, for ETH. We can look at these, absolutely. The problem is that I have not interacted with the chat much. I really did want to see what you guys are feeling, what you're doing today, because it's important information to me. And I keep getting distracted. But here we go, I pulled them up. Really quick take, Bitcoin dominance looks like dog shit. Absolute dog shit. It does look like it's going to retrace in this candle in this week, but that's 51.5, we're basically right there. Looks like dog shit though, that's an awful close. Ethereum looks fine. It looks fine right here against Bitcoin, at least while the weekly is green. Don't love that it touched 26.89 and then fell down, but as long as it's above 21, I'm not worried. But I do want to read the chat. I want to see what you guys are thinking more than I want to look at Ethereum and BTCD. Double wrecked on the trades. I think we put those up yesterday. No, not yesterday, on Wednesday. Double wrecked on the longs there. That's what stop losses are for, baby. Double wrecked. Yikes. Can we pull off 43 before 38? Yeah. Do I think ETH will drop below 2,300? Maybe, yeah, probably. Probably. I would say I lean towards yes. Maybe that's what I should say. Got a lot of bear div building. You haven't built. Here's like the issue, I guess, or why I think we'll see somewhat lower on Ethereum. You pulled back. Yeah, that could be the end of it. You could rock it, sure. Kind of though on the day see some issues. You built some bearish divergence on the way up. Multiple 1, 2, 3 highs with lower highs in RSI. Triple bearish div. Here's the thing. Here's why I'm kind of like wondering if it needs to go lower. You've pulled back. Your problem is you have a low, and here's your previous low, right? Higher. RSI is not, right? It's not. So to get bullish divergence off of this, you need two things. One, slowly grind down and have that RSI move lower than your swing low here. Or you need to see it dump like hell, spooky candle, really low, RSI not break that low, and then have ETH bounce. Both of those scenarios kind of suggest more downside. Neither of those really lines up with like this low being in at 24. However, you don't need bullish divergence to go up. You should know that. You guys should be aware of that. You don't have to have it. But looking at the rest of the market, kind of looks like it wants it. Kind of does. Which is not really a big deal, though. Not the biggest deal. You touched into the box. I don't think now is the time to long. If you noticed, I said I was building a short position. We've been talking about downside targets. I'm the most bullish person in the room. But price doesn't always go up. I'm not really looking for longs right now. I'm looking for, if I wasn't me, if I was in someone else's shoes, probably doing nothing. Buying Bitcoin if my average is higher than price right now. If I was new, I'd be DCAing Bitcoin. Building that position. It's tricky. Buying right now, like lump sum right now, I think is way too high risk. I don't think it's a good idea. But the DCA strategy always seems, history, it always worked. At least on Bitcoin, it's always worked. Just have to have the patience and the dedication and the consistency. That's about it. We need to wipe 40.2. I mean, I agree. You don't have to, but I think it is likely. There's so much liquidity there to be swept. Talked about that a lot today. Never selling your Bitcoin? That's right, Christopher Stars. F shorts. Get with like, where are you looking at F shorts? We did not clear the 40.2 low. No, we did not. Keep it up. Thank you, Tiger Paul. Melbourne, Australia. How you doing down under? I bet it's not snowing there, man. Happy Friday, Marty. When robe does it matter? You'll know when the robe's right. You'll know when the time's right for the robe, baby. Aren't you glad? Guys, I didn't wear the robe on the ETF day when we broke 48K, even though I thought about it. Aren't you glad I didn't? Then you would blame the robe. We don't want the robe to be for blaming on selling. That's right. Cryptoholic Love says it's going to go down today. It did already. It did. It looks like we're going to spend the rest of the day, in my opinion, just kind of retracing back up. But we definitely could see some selling into the weekend, maybe even into the daily close. We looked at some really cutting edge alpha earlier about volume and time since the ETF was approved. And that time is coming up in 2 hours. I predict high volume. You know what? I'm going to make a really dumb tweet right now. You guys can help me. I like to tweet while live. Cross-mingling the medias. Here we go. Let's say, in 2 hours, Bitcoin will see high volumes. High traded volume. There we go. Just a nice little shit post here. What does it mean? It means nothing. It's not really predicting anything. But once we get that nice little hourly bump on the volume there, I'll tweet about how right I was. Gibberish. Gibberty good. Follow me on Twitter for more priceless tweets like that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What else is up? What else? What do you guys? Bangers. Jason, I'm over here. Keep checking your page for live. Wait, is the Casper the friendly goat gracing us? I was talking about profitable traders earlier and how few of them there are. And I said I can probably name 2 outside of myself. Here's one of them. Jason Casper does very similar content, meaning trading, chilling, being normal. I don't know. Walking on treadmill. I stole that from him. Subscribe to him, guys. Great dude. He's funnier than me. I'm not quite as funny. He's also more jacked. But shout out to you, Casper the friendly goat. Good to see you, man. He is a great one. Legit. Like, he is. We worked something out to, like, redirect while we're live. Like, if I'm live first and he's live or vice versa, so that we can, like, send our viewers to each other. I wouldn't do that with, like, anybody else on YouTube. He is one of the few only other ones that is a legit trader, doesn't LARP, doesn't shill. We're a rare breed, baby. The goat. You're way funnier, Tom. Oh, thank you. I think you might be lying to me, but keep lying to me, baby. Lie to me so good. Thanks for shilling your channel. It's not a shill if it's just my honest take. Not being paid. You made it a shill. Damn it, Jason. Damn it. Jason made it a shill by sending me money. Now money's involved and I'm telling people they should invest in Jason Casper. Well, pack it up, boys. We're done. 4 years, 5 years. It was a great run, but I guess we're done now. Hey, Professor Beans, you went out of the room. Are you trying to get out of the room, Beans? Do you want to see the stream? You want to come on the stream? Say something for the audience, Beans. Remarkable words by Professor Beans. Truly a one-of-a-kind analyst dog. I get stuff wrong. Beans never does, so. I get most of my financial advice from her. She is half Chihuahua, half Pitbull. Sometimes I lay awake at night and wonder how that animal was created. And then I stop thinking about it, because, ew. Weird. Weird. Daily chilling. This does not look good for dominance, man. This looks like shit. This looks so bad. This savage move down and then flat sideways, like you see like this. That is bad. Dominance, of course, is not directly traded, so it doesn't always really move the same way as traded markets. But it does tend to follow a lot of the technical analysis we do. Surprisingly, I believe everything can be charted. But yeah, that's looking weird. That's not looking good, man. Especially with that weekly close. Thanks for chilling my channel. Good news for alts. Good news for altcoins. Is there more? I wonder, is this thing auto playing? I don't know. Okay. Mike's out. Mike out? No, Mike's not out. It's not out, Moggs. Professor Beans just speaks in a very quiet tone that only the chosen can truly understand. That's why. Teat. What's the bean say? You didn't hear it, Pepita? I cannot repeat it, man. I can't repeat it. It's against the international law for me to read. Like that. Yeah. Ethereum's broken and slow more broken. Bitcoin not doing jack shit. Did the 4 hour just start? No. Just doing jack shit for no reason, I guess. It was like, you had enough good calls. Like, you can't get more good calls now. You're done. You're done, son. You hit 2 in your live stream, now you're done. Ooh, more confluence. 21618's right here at 41,350. You did break your high and you didn't run to 41.3. So I will say this arrow was a miss. But I still think it is going to go there before it breaks the low here. So 2 to 1. 2 to 1's not bad. 66%. Consensus. What's my consensus? Well, consensus is made amongst a group. Downside for the low being lower, going lower than 40.1, 40.2. There's a good probability. Good probability. That's my consensus. How low? I don't know. We'll see. I think it depends how we get there. If we get like a big retracement to 42.2 and then we come down, I think we go lower than 40.2. If we kind of come up here to 40, I don't know, 41.5, come back down, that looks pretty bad, but you start painting more of a flat top. And I would look for this eventually to move up. I would expect more of like a sweep and run. But if we go all the way up, this is probably setting up for a dump-a-rooney down into the 30s. No! No! Alright, 2 for 1. Oh, bitch. It's on a bit. Oh no! Faked out. Maybe that might be it. Might be it. Nah, we're in a new hour. I guess we're kind of just testing out this liquidity. 43.3. $40.8. Interesting, actually. On the 2 hour, 40.8 stands out. Nice little fair value gap. That's right below the lows. This could be an interesting move. We're on really low time frames. There's snow coming in the window, by the way. This would be an interesting move. Over the next, what, hour and 40? That'd be interesting. I'm not so sure on that. That 1 minute does not look like it wants to come down here. We'll see. We'll see as time gets on. It's already dumping. How you doing, my boy? Bringing what? Gamer Sups. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jutsu Kaisen. Love that anime. Cursed Energy, but it's banging. Oh my god, is it good? It's like blue raspberry. They don't pay me to say this. Keto-friendly energy formula. Does it not have? I guess the flavor is just Cursed Energy, but it tastes like blue raz something, and it's banging. All right, boys. All right, boys. Here's what we're gonna do. It's Friday. Keep your eyes peeled at 3 p.m. East today for some spicy volume. It's gonna come. What's up, Phantom? You should subscribe if you haven't. After you subscribe, you should hit the notifications button. Then to cover all bases, join the Discord. Because we're going to be live when the spice breaks, and you might see a face like this. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it, fam. You don't. We're going to be live as soon as the spice is spicy. And if we don't get any spice, we'll be live Monday. Oh, with a thumbnail that's scary. All right, fam. I love y'all, guys. I'll see you in the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Links in the chat. Shout out to our sponsors, Luxalgo and Femex. Links also in the video description. Sign up today. I'll see you in the Discord. Crown out. Have a great week.